Y'all are gonna be very disappointed in me. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to this channel. Today we're doing a reading wrap up for all the books that I read in the month of July. So why you're gonna be disappointed in me is because I only read 4 books this month. I'm sorry, my bad. Mercury retrograde, whack. This month was weird. Anyone else feel that way? Did this month even happen? Why was it the longest yet shortest month of all time? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and let's get into the 4 books that I read this month, which were all bangers, by the way. Also, if you didn't know, I started a bookstagram. Link is in the description below. Go make sure you follow it because it's a fun time over there. All right, gang, we are starting off so strong. Why you should go follow my bookstagram and also my book talk while you're at it. Go ahead, just go follow both of those. So I'm doing a series on both of those where I am spinning my TBR wheel and trying to get through all the books on my shelf that I have not yet read. So the first one that I spun, wait, did I just say the first one? Hold on. The second one, Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. 5 out of 5 stars. Let me start there. This book was crazy. Let me just begin with R.F. Kuang's knowledge of, specifically for this book, 20th century China, and how she incorporated it in this book, but this is still a fantasy, was mind-boggling to me. That is such a cool genre mixing that I haven't ever experienced, where like, yes, this is 100% a fantasy, but real things that happened were used in here. Also, this edition is so stunning. There's pictures throughout it. Is pictures not the correct term? Does that like dumb it down? I don't mean it in that way. There's illustrations. See, now that I said the wrong word, they're not gonna give me any. Alrighty, so the Poppy War is about our main character, Fang Runin. We're gonna just call her Rin. That's what she goes by throughout the book, so that's what we're gonna call her. She is a war orphan and she lives with 2 drug dealers who deal poppy. Let's just call them guardians. Her guardians want to sell her to get married, right? Like very classic 20th century China. And so anyway, she decides, I don't want to do that. So she takes the Keju, which is a nationwide testing that allows the smartest and most talented children to be placed into the academies. Why would a war orphan from this random poor town be able to ace this Keju? Because Rin is next level. She's psychotic. After she aces that, of course, we begin our setting at the academy, which is really cool. Then all of a sudden, war begins. And then all of a sudden, we figure out what that is. And then all of a sudden, there's gods and there's magical powers. This book is a lot. And mind you, there's 2 more I need to read. I don't know if you can see, but I recently got gifted the other collector's edition for the second book. And so I'll be reading that by the end of this year as well. But this was insane. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I was just enamored by this book. This story had so many fun, lighthearted moments, like best friends having fun, you know, going on adventures, and there was also such traumatizing experiences like throughout the book. R.F. Kuang really knocked it out of the park with this. Also, I definitely think Rin might be one of the most powerful female main characters that I have come across. We'll see, but I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not gonna spoil it. She's got something deeper going on, so I think she might be past Aelin. And that's what I like about her. I think I'm gonna go on a whole tangent, and this will probably continue throughout the books. I think that she isn't like most main characters where they're like, I'm not gonna, very Marvel-esque, I'm not gonna kill this person, I'm not gonna hurt this person, they could do better. She's like, oh no. And I like that. I like her. She's crazy. Anyway, 5 out of 5 stars. Can't wait to read to read the next one. Next book we got Quicksilver. All right, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This book is about, do I even know? Could I even tell you? So our main character, Sarah's Fane, has some weird powers. Like she can shift and control metal. Funky, also unique. Like metal, that's cool already, right? You grabbed my attention with that. We're gonna skip a little bit ahead. She gets in trouble because, you know, she's kind of a street rat. She steals from the queen. The queen takes her and is like, hey, I'm gonna kill you now because you stole from me. And then she ends up somehow opening up a dimension into the fairy realm, and this big guy comes out, Kingfisher. He comes out and he's like, yo, I'm gonna save you now. So Kingfisher is like, hey Saris, you have this really cool alchemist power, you know, the metal wielding. It would be much appreciated if you used it to help all my people from dying forever. You know, it's a little bit of an enemies to lovers. See, I give this reluctantly 4 out of 5 stars. Respectfully though, respectfully. I don't mean this negatively, and if I did, I would make it known. This book was as if the author looked up every romantasy trope and just shoved it into a book. I'm a romantasy lover though, so I'm on board with that. That's no skin off my back. I think a lot of this wasn't necessary, but I did have fun with it. And like I said, there was enough uniqueness to it that I was like, okay, this is cool. My little Goodreads for it says, we got a grumpy shadow wielding male lead, we got a strong female lead, we got fae and magic, we got spice, and we got a lot of tension and banter. I can read, I promise. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here, huh? I definitely can see the next book, what's it called, Brimstone, that's coming out. I can see me giving that 5 stars because the world is really sick. So I see potential. I just think this, I was like, okay. Also, Carrion Swift is hilarious. I love him. He's not even one of the 2 main characters. Love that guy so much. 4 to 5 stars for Quicksilver. All right, so the next book is When the Moon Hatched. This book, I gave 4 to 5 stars, but it did put me in a reading slump, which is really sad because it almost got 5 stars. I really, really loved this. I really, really did, and then I didn't. That was the problem. The problem is the and then I didn't. But I loved it enough that it still got 4 to 5 stars. This world is genuinely, I think I can say this with full confidence, the most unique fantasy world I have experienced. This is so cool. I could actually talk about this for a very, very long time. I'm gonna give y'all a little synopsis. So our main character, her name is Rave. She is a badass female assassin. We're already starting off strong. We live in a world where there are people who have elemental powers and they have a little bead on their ear to show what their elemental power is based on the color. She has no bead on her ear. She ends up getting caught by the king's like assassin that he hires to kill Rave because Rave is just taking out a bunch of like rich, wealthy, just like horrible people. So anyway, Rave eventually gets caught. She is about to get eaten by a dragon, and then one of the 3 kings who exist in this world, saves her. Why does he save her though? She doesn't know him. And then the story really begins. You could compare parts of this to Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnights, right? Like it was very that vibe, which is really cool. Rave is very Selena. This was so cool. The elemental powers, the dragons, the whole world building. Wow. But the last chunk, I don't know, when Rave starts finding out the important piece of information that she needs to find out, for some weird reason, that's when I started being like, but yeah, I don't know why that just like checked me out. Definitely will be reading the next one. Just like look at the map. I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'll be here all day. And then I'm like, anyway, mind you, here's the glossary. Pronunciation guide. Here is the map. So it's divided into 3, right? The burn, the fade, and the shade, and each one has its own specific type of dragon and then its own rulers. So Rave lives in the fade, and the burn king is the one who comes and saves her. Like, why does he save her? Who is this guy? I don't know what's going on type vibe. And the shade dragon is this one that you guys have probably seen the most regarding this book. I could go on forever. This is so cool. I know I gave it 4 to 5 stars and I'm like, this is one of the coolest books I've ever read. I know that doesn't make sense. If a chunk of it was taken out, could have been ballin'. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, I don't know if I'm gonna keep that clip in, but my stomach plummeted. On to the final book that I read in the month of July. We have Powerless by Elsie Silver. So obviously this is not part of the theme that I've been reading. I'm actually trying to finish the Elsie Silver universe while doing all this stuff before her next book comes out because it's like a ex-boyfriend's dad trope. I need that religiously. So we have Powerless, which is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Springs series. I gave this 4 to 5 stars. What a good month of reading. I know it's only 4 books, but a minimum of 4 to 5 stars for all of them. So this book is about our 2 childhood best friends, Jasper and Sloane. Sloane kind of has an arranged marriage, but not really, but also yes, because her dad picked this, you know, rich douchebag out for her. She's planning on getting married to him. She finds out that he was cheating on her and, you know, runaway bride type of moment. And so the rest of the book is about Jasper and Sloane kind of figuring out their feelings for one another and how long they've had their feelings. Just kind of coming to terms that they've always been in love with each other and it's not just like a best friend situation. And their timing finally lines up. Good for them. That's how you know it's fictional. Let me be bitter in peace. This was actually my favorite of the series, couple-wise. Jasper is my favorite Elsie Silver man so far, and him and Sloane had the deepest connection. Obviously, they've been childhood best friends, like duh, but their connection was great. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, 4 to 5 stars. I don't have too much to say. Love this so much. Jasper is, You know, my neck literally hurts so bad. I was getting thrown around in jiu-jitsu and my knees mat burned all the way to hell. Anyway, you guys, thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys probably at the end of next month for my August reading wrap up. I am crossing my fingers that I read a lot more books because holy crap, I got moves to make and I only have a short amount of time. I'm currently reading The Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. That is the next adventure I'm going on my finishing all my romantasy series, so you can expect to at least see that. It'll probably be a lot of firsts like that, and then also more of the Elsie Silver books. It'll just all be romantasy, random firsts of series, and then just Elsie Silver. But anyway, you guys, I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.